Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Flying with Friends, the first 50 years. Today, I'm very honored to have with me my good friend, Evan Pollock, who we shared, in my mind, a pretty unique adventure. So I wanted to bring Evan on and hear his side of the story on getting our Ice Chit. So, Evan, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here.
Happy to have you. So tell us about the Ice Chit going to New Hampshire.
So the first thing before even the trip started was I remember you and I were talking about flying together at some point, and we were trying to make it happen. And I remember you were excited, and rightfully so, about Alton Bay opening up for the season. And you invited me along, and I had zero tailwheel experience at all.
Yeah.
And you were like, it's all right, we'll figure it out, come along anyway. And I'm so glad I did, because it turned out to be such a blast.
Oh yeah, and one of the memories that I have when you mentioned that was, the ice lake is only the ice runway is only open for a few weeks a year, so I'm kind of watching that. So that's one thing, and the other thing is we need really good weather because we're day VFR, not day VFR, because we did get a lot of nighttime. But so there had to be an opening in the weather, and I think when the bad weather went through, and on the backside of that there was a nice window, and we jumped into it. And you were flexible, you were good, and off we go.
Off we go.
First stop, you remember?
Yeah, we stopped in Myrtle Beach.
Yep.
And we spent the night there because we had a bit of a late start to the day.
Right. Yeah.
And I remember we got to Myrtle Beach, and then quick nightcap, right back early the next morning. And I just remember the sunrise.
That's right. Yeah.
Myrtle Beach was incredible.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I thought at that point, this is going to be a great trip.
Oh yeah, I was so optimistic, and just the memories. That was my first assignment in the Air Force, and that's where I first met the A-10, which we had previously talked about. Mm-hmm. So I love going back to Myrtle Beach, and then from there we went to GED, which was
coastal Delaware.
Yeah, and that was. Now we're starting to see snow on the ground. And,
scenery starting to change.
Exactly, and coastal Delaware. I'm trying to remember that. I think it was just kind of was that just a quick gas and go, or?
It was. I remember we noticed that the temperature started to change a lot, and that would be an indication of how things would get much colder later on.
Exactly.
And I remember we actually talked with a couple guys in the FBO, and we're like, do you guys have any gloves or anything to spare? Because we knew we were in for it, because we were going much further north.
Yeah, so my admonition to pack light was maybe a little too strong for both of us. We could have brought one more jacket, one more pair of gloves.
Absolutely.
So GED.
Yep.
And then from there, I think we shot the tube down the Hudson River, and then was it Turner's Falls was the next?
Yes, we made it all the way up to Turner's Falls, Massachusetts. And I remember, actually, coastal Delaware, we were planning where we wanted our final stop to be for the night.
Right.
And we were thinking how far we could make it. We thought maybe only Turner's Falls, but we were looking for hangar space as well because it was so cold.
Right, yeah.
And we ended up being able to make it all the way to Laconia, which is just down the lake from Alton Bay. So it was a perfect way to end the day, I think.
Oh, it really was, yeah. And it was still daylight, and the hangar there at Laconia was gorgeous. I loved it. 60 degrees inside the hangar. It's like, I forget what it was. Do you remember the lowest temperature? Was it like 12 or something outside?
It was definitely in the teens.
Yeah, and then at Turner's Falls, the memory I have of that was it just felt like the wind was just biting. Just really. I was so cold.
And the worker there at Turner's Falls, he was so friendly, and he was just out in t-shirt and shorts.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So you and I, a couple of Florida boys come up, and we're wearing everything we got, and this guy's running around in t-shirt, shorts and a t-shirt, talking about what a beautiful day it is.
Absolutely.
Oh man, it's like, are we from the same planet, or what's going on?
Yep.
So
snow piles on every
exactly,
side, everywhere you looked, there was snow.
And I think, sadly, I don't remember that we have any video of the snow drifts on both sides of the runway. But So then up to Laconia, spent the night, and then the next morning, quick little blast. One memory I have from operating on Laconia was, like no experience operating on ice. So we're taxiing out, and there was like a snowdrift or a big icy spot on the taxiway. And I thought, well, here's our chance, right? I'm going to practice, 50 feet of ice or whatever. So I got a little bit of steam going, and I got in the middle of it, and I just smashed on the brakes. And it was no problem because it was, I'm going to say, it wasn't a smooth surface. It was a crunchy surface. So that just totally took all the fear out of me of what's the lake going to be like. And I assumed the lake would be similar to that, what we encountered. And I think it was. So, so that going around the bend and seeing the lake there, pretty cool.
Yeah. And then we touched down, and we're there for a grand total of 20, 30 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
But we got the
we got our certificate. Congratulations, we've landed on the ice runway. Really a nice certificate. If you're thinking about going up there next season, I highly recommend it. It's one more thing to put in your logbook, and then they give you a little chit. I landed on the ice runway. We both got one, so very, very cool. And part of the reason, I don't want to say that we were in a hurry, but we did have this idea of we were going to go from Alton Bay, New Hampshire, to Gainesville, Florida, in one day. And in the decathlon, that's a hike. That's a little bit of a journey. So literally, we ran up to the bathroom, got our certificate, looked around, and left.
We did.
So we're shooting down. Now we're going southbound on the Hudson River through the exclusion zone and spitting out. And I think we had some discussion about, well, go back to that part about you flying through the tube. I call it the tube. We're underneath the Bravo, and there's mountains of city on one side and busy airspace on the other, Teterboro and other airports along that side. So we're in this little airspace tube. And tell me your memory of that.
Well, I thought it was amazing. I really thought, how unique is this experience?
Oh yeah.
And I've flown through New York City as a passenger many times, but you're always so high up, or you're flying into an airport that is quite far from Manhattan, so you don't see the city from 1,000 feet up, and that was really memorable. And I remember you had the controls on the way up, and then you allowed me to take it on the way back, but I was in the back seat where there's zero instrumentation. So I was just like, oh, please tell me if I'm off my altitude. I don't want to get New York City mad at me,
Right. Bust into the Bravo or something like that. Call this number, please. You did a great job in the back seat. I think that it is a hard place to be because you kind of have to lean over to see some airspeed. But generally the nice thing about the decathlon is once you get it set up, it kind of goes, right? And at that moment in time, we did have other legs where we had that real turbulent leg. That was hard work.
It was.
And thankfully, it was only, I remember about an hour. Do you remember that? About an hour of rough?
Yes. After we got north of New York City, it was bad for about an hour on the way up to New Hampshire. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. So then we got our gas in Ocean City or Ocean County, Maryland. And then I think we were just looking at the leg to get back to Gainesville, and we were kind of going like gas and go kind of a deal. Straight shot down to an airport in North Carolina. I don't remember the name of that one.
Duplin County, I believe.
There you go. And they were super friendly and great facilities. And then because of the headwind, we had to add in a short leg.
Right.
So we did, and it was like an hour and 10, it might have been almost an hour exactly, back to Myrtle Beach, top it off, and now we're on the home stretch. Yes. The sun's going down, it's getting dark, or it is dark, and it's been a great adventure, but it's been a long day. And I was so happy you were there to fly because I was starting to sag a little bit. and the weather was good, but you still have to make good decisions, and that's based on a clear head. And the fact that we were back in home country, the weather was good, stuff can still go wrong. So we needed a clear head, and thankfully we got it back, and so a great adventure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Do you remember when we were on that short leg from Dublin County to Myrtle Beach, and we were both starving because we had been flying
that's
the entire
right.
day?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you were flying the plane. I was in air. I had a little bit of data connection, and I was ordering Uber Eats. We got burgers delivered to the airport,
Yes.
and when we were there, we picked them up.
Yep. And I gobbled. I remember kind of just gobbling that um, Red Robin.
Yeah.
Great hamburgers, and delivered. It was like, wow, this is so good. And then zoom back in the airplane again, and flying the coast basically down from Myrtle Beach over Charleston, Savannah, and I remember very friendly controllers kind of giving us little shortcuts as able through some airspace down there, and then back to Gainesville, pushing it back in the hangar, and adventure complete.
We did it.
And we did it. So congratulations on that wonderful adventure. And I think we still have maybe some more adventures to go. We're not done yet. So folks, I think for today, I just want to say thanks for watching. If you get a chance, go up to Alton Bay in the wintertime and land on the lake. It's a beautiful adventure. New York City Class Bravo exclusion. Wonderful. Great fun. Don't miss these chances. So thanks for being here. We'll see you again on another episode of Flying with Friends, the first 50 years.